All right, Wagwan. We're there again with a Rusty and Sham.
Yes. It's an up move.
Always an
up move.
Always.
Today we're going to be talking about the love of career. This is an interesting topic because it touches me the most, for sure. I don't know about you.
Yeah, it touches me. Love of career, for sure. We'll get into that. But yeah, and the song.
Today is going to be a hip hop flow. Today, I chose a song by somebody I actually worked with individually during the pandemic. So.
All right.
Okay, all right. So we're back. Now it's about the music.
Yeah.
So the song is called Adversary. Okay, it's by Woodz. He's from Toronto, in the Durham area. He's trying to bring up Durham. I like him. Like I said, worked with him. He was one of the first artists that I worked with for shooting a music video with my partner.
Yeah.
And it kind of got us bringing out our art, essentially. Okay. And so I'm very proud of this. My car is famous because it's in the music video.
His car is famous. Okay.
So I hope you guys like this one. Adversity by Woodz.
Woodz, okay.
Yeah.
I've been working like I'm in the kitchen, bust a sweat, fuck a cent. I don't think about no dirty dishes. Times change, can I get the intermission? Smoking tree, I'm a free detention. Off the mental, but it's back to this, the water's mental. They don't really see the point that all of us wanna rise. It's no surprise, it's like the bush is confidential. In the end, it's all incidental. Word up. Part me to the vultures, blood thicker than the mud. Only thing I trust is open closure. I could hustle cause the paper tray always floating. Ain't no get you them baby J's when them stores open. Don't be thinking I'll be down to dance slow. The hope I'm here to run the game out of water. So much for motorboating. I'll be pressing X's now till the game's over. Don't you try angling me.
Old school,
yeah. Like from the Bronx. I like his sound.
Oh, wait. He's from Toronto.
No, he's from Durham.
Yeah,
he's from Durham, like Pickering area.
Oh, okay.
So not even so for me, I'm like, yo, this guy, his flow, he's almost like a lyricist, like the way that he can make his flow go out. Song Adversity, meaning hard times, difficulties, right?
Yeah.
And so I like this song, especially for this segment that we're doing, because the love of your career, right? So sometimes it's a little bit hard to, and there's a lot of difficulties. He made this song during the pandemic, like I was saying. So a lot of people lost their jobs at that time, right? So it was almost like it was a blank moment and nobody understood what was happening in that time. And so when he made this song and he kind of explained to me, hey, like, there's a lot of uncertainties.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of, not negative, but it's not positive. Like, so there's a lot that was in the air and a lot of people were having difficult times because how people were going to survive. Lots of people lost their career.
Yeah, because everything came to a halt, right? Like one.
Yeah.
So I could see that.
Yeah. So I don't know. You guys let me know if you guys like his sound. Like I like his sound. So.
I kind of like that whole school, that old school vibe, bringing it back. I like that. And what he's saying, the words mean something.
Yeah.
It's about time words mean something again.
Thank you.
So you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I like that.
All right. So now that we finished the music, we got to go a little bit into the serious time.
You know my thing that already. We're going to like a serious thing, I know. But I like it. But here we are, but I'm more about the love of career, right?
Yeah.
And when I say love of career, that's a strong word. Love of career. Because most people that have careers don't love it.
No.
So then, what are we talking about? No. You understand what I'm saying? Like, what we are talking about? Okay,
so just like you just said, mass majority of the people, they do not like their career. They just kind of do it because, again, they have to go and put food on the table, right? So they pick up anything, right? When you are a youth, there's a lot of people who they chose a career due to the fact that their family said that this is what they need to be a doctor, a lawyer, something that they don't necessarily love to do. But they went to schools, spent thousands of dollars, and come out and not even do the career. Or they do the career very short, and then they realize, hey, this is not what I want to do. So for my question is, what is important when it comes to picking out a career, like doing your career choice?
What is important?
Yes.
All right. Because you see, if you're not exposed to enough, you can't know.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, believe it or not, are not exposed to enough career choices. Or because we see career as doctor, lawyer, whatever, but most of those jobs didn't have a title until someone gave it a title.
That's true. See, the thing is, there's a lot of things that I don't agree with because before, a couple years back, before times like now, we didn't have to go to school to do a career. Right? And then a lot of people are realizing that after spending 2-3 years in school, that they're making the same amount as some of the people who are making minimum wage, $3 more or $2 more. And so they went into school thinking that they were going to go and make this big money. And that's the only reason why they chose that career, right? It's because of the money. Not because they like it, not because of anything, but because of the money. And then they graduate and then they're like, shoot. Like, I'm making pretty much minimum wage for a job that I spent 2 years in, and you need to have a qualification. So people are now wondering, is it worth it? And after the pandemic, you notice a lot of people quit. There's a lot of shortage in jobs because people are like, this is not worth it. After having 2 years of like not working, is it worth it?
No.
Right.
But all right. There's another point we did want to make. The naming of careers, right? Like say, because a lot of things never have names before.
Yeah.
No offense to yoga instructors, but that's stretching. Yoga is stretching.
Now are you judging?
No. It's stretching. Like it's just stretching. But no, that's a career.
Yes, but like it's more than just stretching. You look at it as stretching, but there's a spirituality in it. And I know a yoga instructor.
Okay, when I used to play soccer, the coach used to make us stretch. What is he? A coach or a yoga instructor? Listen. All I'm saying is, you see with these labels, this is what it creates a rift between the whole thing, and people don't know what to choose and they're like, okay, a doctor, a lawyer, that's the most important thing, but you'd be surprised. So
let me relate this to like myself. Okay. So I went to school. I wanted to be a nurse before, and I didn't get accepted. Before a nurse, I wanted to be a midwife, right? And so I didn't get accepted becoming a nurse. So I did dental. Then I ended up liking it because it's an art, like, you know, and I get to use my hands and be hands-on. And so I went into that career. But then I did that for 6 years, and then I felt stuck. Like there was no growth. For me, I was like, I loved my career until I just was like, there's nothing more for me. And me, I'm somebody who likes to develop and kind of grow in a career, right? So I stay a long time. But then I went to school for interactive media design, right? So that's how I learned how to code and do graphic design and all of that stuff. I didn't even know this was even a career.
Yeah, but that's just like I said to you.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
A lot of these things you're saying, a lot of inner city youths, they don't know these terms to even say they're going to pursue it.
Yeah.
What is that? Like all these big words.
Yeah.
They don't know.
Exactly. But the thing is, I realized that after doing both jobs and like I said, many other careers, I realized that I'm more of an artistic person. And I ended up actually dropping out of school. for interactive media design because I was top 3 in class, and I just felt like speed this up. Like I felt like school just kind of like was holding me back, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like speed this up because like what you can teach me in such a shorter period of time than in the 3 years. Now, there's a lot of things that I can go and talk to you about school because although it is great to have your education because you need it for credentials, right? Because nobody's going to hire you without the credentials. But it also is just like one of those moments where, like in cartoons, where they just kind of just break your neck and just like, oh, this is just a waste of time. Like, because to be honest, you can go and learn all of the skills by just working hands-on in that career. Even when I was doing dental assistant, I did dental in the schooling. I can tell you when I graduated school, I had all of the book smarts. Mm-hmm. But I had no idea on how to hold a suction. I had no idea. Like when I was in the real world, we didn't know how to do anything. First
of all, we have to clear that up. When she says to hold a suction, she doesn't mean what you guys are thinking. All right.
Or what he's thinking.
Let's get back to I'm just letting the people know that's not what she's talking about. Where else I know?
But what I'm saying is that like after I graduated school, I didn't know how to do anything in my career. But I had the book smarts. I knew words.
Okay.
But was I really competent in the job? So that's where I had like a little bit of hating to my job when I first graduated because it wasn't as if how school kind of taught us.
But does that have a little bit to do with like your parents, like pleasing your parents, like?
It wouldn't be my mom in per se, but like my family, yes.
Like not just your parents, but you mean overall family.
Because everybody wants you to be a doctor, lawyer, or whatever.
Somebody that's, like more seen as outstanding in society.
Can you imagine when I said I wanted to do photography and videography?
In the beginning? Because they didn't see that as nothing, right?
Can you imagine somebody saying, Mom, Dad, I want to be a rapper? You think that that's going to go?
Well, nowadays, maybe.
No.
Right now, maybe. Even now?
Yes, especially with the old school parents. No. There is I assisted for this one client, patient. She said that her daughter was a nurse and and she just quit her job to do TikTok. And she literally, that dental appointment was probably the most funniest dental appointment I ever had to encounter because of the things she was saying. She was like, I don't know why she does. It was just the funniest thing. But anyways.
No, but I understand that because they must say, yo, TikTok, this is a load of like just madness.
Yeah.
Like, that's like a whole stir pot of just craziness.
But if you're doing something that you love to do, yes, this is a whole bunch of craziness. But like if people are liking you and they're following you and you're on TikTok, even though your parents are not understanding, but if you're getting paid, you're going to not listen to your parents at that one point because you're like, I like this job, I like this career better than I like nursing for this individual.
Well, that's what I was coming down to.
Yeah.
It's when your parents realize you're getting paid handsomely for this, their view changes. So I guess it's money that gears all of this thing.
Yes, pretty much. Because the thing is, even though money is not the most important thing in life, it's the thing that it does go around in the for the world. So they want you to go and do a job where it pays favorable, right? But even a job title, I noticed. So me saying, oh, I was a dental assistant. A lot of people are like, what?
Yeah.
What? You got so much money?
Yeah. How? Where? When? No, but the way I say like a lot of like there's even a song where it was circulating and it made big news in Jamaica. Yeah. They must say, yo, like the youth say, bombs checking out the account. I make my skull upset. Like him in the class. Yeah. Dunce in the class, and then I back at the class, in a subject.
Yeah.
But he's making crazy money.
See?
Right? And they made a big stink about it. But here we go on with that. This is what the youth them see happening.
Yeah.
And even though you go to school and get this big diploma or whatever, you're not making any money.
Yeah.
But these guys that are just saying whatever they want to do, whatever, these guys are the money and try the biggest car. So they look at you them and say, that's what I'm about now.
Yes.
Because I'm tired of seeing my mother struggle and stress over money.
Yeah. But it boggles my mind to know that me acting a fool or more people acting a fool is making more money. Entertainment is making more money than those who are actually in the doctor's office, helping people, to reviving people, making people being able to come from sick to health again. You know what I mean?
Well,
so for me, I'm like, the game changed somewhere. Because if you look at it, the housing market, all of that stuff was a lot cheaper. So a lot of people were easily, I want to be a nurse, But now nurses are not making the money that they used to. Teachers are going on strike every other week.
Well, they've always said it, in the music you will get the answer. Because another song again, Buju say, we're living in the upside down.
Yeah.
Like where you might think is right,
yeah,
that's wrong. And where you think is wrong is right nowadays.
Well,
so living in that society, we're living in the upside down.
Yeah. Well, when I look at certain things, right, when you say that, I realize that when you do things different than mass majority of the society, it's usually the right way. It's hard to explain it because when I say it like that, it just sounds odd. But usually when you're doing something that's outside, because essentially you go to school, for example. I see a lot of people who don't go to school, but they're coming out like millionaires, right? And it's because they don't have to pay back, right, the government for the OSAP and all of that stuff. And it's like but the thing is, if you don't have the diploma, it is hard to go and get that job. It's hard to do anything in your life. And it's like, what do you do at that point?
You know what I'm fine too? With the whole career thing.
Yeah.
You see, if you're somewhere where you don't like that career,
yeah,
it's a pain.
It is, yeah.
It's a pain to you. And like, the person who loves it will look at you weird. Like you'll be there and that person will not even want to stop working. He'll work all the time, like right through and not even eat.
Yeah.
And you'll be like, yo.
But that's because that person loves it.
Yeah, but again, you think in your mind, this is what's available to you. So this is what you need the money right now.
Yeah.
So you're just going after that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And you don't find the time for really figure out what you really want, what you really love.
Yeah.
Because money have to make right now.
How do you find a career that you love though? That's the thing.
That's the thing.
Like, how do you know, like, instead of people telling you, like your parents saying, hey, this is the career that you need to do. Because how do you know what career is for you? How do you know what is for you? All
right, may I show you something? A whole heap of people will say, oh, I love food. Mm-hmm. Right? Like, I love food, love try out food.
Yeah.
But then, like before, there was no such thing as a food. Like a lot of people wouldn't know what a food critic is.
Yeah.
And that could be potentially a career.
It is.
But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But it's not, because of how our mind works, like our mind was so like entrapped in certain things to be this or that. And if you're not that, you're a nobody. Nobody can tell you you're a nobody. And if you allow somebody to tell you you're a nobody, then you don't know who you are.
It's true. Oh, that's the tea.
No, but that's facts. Like, nobody can tell me who me is.
That's true. But, okay. Could you say that you finding your career, the career that you love to do, is literally going back to your childhood? Could you say that?
You could say that because at them time they develop like from them ages and them like that's when you really know what you love. But then but with that, if you're not exposed to enough, you can't fully say that.
That's true, but then you're gonna go and take on whatever you did because everything happens from your childhood.
Yeah, but then suppose you outgrow that.
That's true.
Like, you know what I mean? Like you've done it so like you outgrow it. You used to like doing it, but you're kind of like, you outgrow it. You want to learn more. Not everybody's like that.
Yeah,
right?
That's true.
But just as I said, you outgrow it. You want to do more than that.
Yeah. And
you've never exposed to like some kids exposed to playing all different type of instruments. I've never been.
Yeah.
Right?
Fun, by the way. Just so you know. Yeah.
you understand what I'm saying? Like things like that. Like a lot of kids are not exposed like around it to know that I like this. I might want to be getting into this.
So, for example, I always was interested in the camera, right? But I didn't touch a camera until probably 2016, right? And then I fell in love with it, right? So, you weren't exposed as a child. Are you able to go and pick up a hobby when you're older? Well, like I did, and say, hey, let me do this as a career instead.
Yeah.
Is it easy to do that? Would you say it's easy to do that?
It's easy if you're in the right environment. If you're still around the same people that see you a certain way, it's hard. But if you're around strangers or people that are like-minded at you, because now you're gonna be like a kid, but you're a grown-up.
That's true.
Like you'll see something, you remember, like you're like a kid again, but you're a grown-up, and these people might see you as you need to grow up. But it's not. It's that excitement.
Yeah.
It's that like, you know, that's what it is. That's what fuels you.
It's a new. It's like something that's like, oh my gosh, like like when you open a new gift on Christmas Day, it's a brand new hobby that you just picked up.
Well, this is why I always said with these kids, when they just come out from 1 to 8 or whatever, you see their faces. It's just so shiny and just like always like they're just like excited to do.
Kid in a candy store.
When they get to a certain age and you see that gets wiped off of their faces, they're not getting to do what they want to do. They're bored, or they're doing something that they feel like they have to do because of family, because of money, because of whatever. Yeah. So that excitement's gone.
My question to you. How do you get stuck in a position where you are not wanting to do? Like, how do you get into a career? So, for example, there's a vast majority of careers that you can go into. Mm-hmm. So how do you get stuck into a career where it's just like mind-numbing? Okay.
Maybe your career hasn't been made yet.
Explain.
Hasn't been defined yet. There's a lot of careers that's just been defined because of the pandemic.
Fair. Mm-hmm.
And when you hear career, your mind automatically tells you from school, they tell you these. So those are the only thing. Yeah. You're looking at yourself, I don't match with none of those. So what am I going to do? Your career hasn't been defined just yet.
Okay, so you went back to school, and you don't have to give me your opinion on it, right?
Yeah.
But obviously, a lot of people go to school, especially in Canada, in the States. We all go to school for this career that we think that we're gonna love, and some people go to school. I know a whole bunch of dentists who went to school for 10 years plus, and if you specialize, it's plus. And they just walk around the office so miserably. Like, it's like you just spent 12 years out of your life and now you don't want to go and try a different career because you don't want to go back to school. And everybody always goes and says, I don't want to go back to school.
Okay. So you went back to school for dental, right?
No, so I went to school for dental, and I was in dental since I was 19 all the way up to 25.
All right. A lot of people probably don't know this about me, but me go back to school for electrical engineering. Yeah. Like a lot of people might look and say, what? But and I have it, but I'm not doing it.
Same with me.
Like you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's just like, I'm not sure if I even like it.
Oh, really?
I like the concept of it because
I thought you liked it for some reason. For some reason,
No.
you have your he has his diploma like in a nice plaque and all put up on his wall and things.
Yeah,
so
but-
I thought you liked it.
no, it's not that. It's I think it has, that's limiting to me. Like just being that.
You think you're more?
Yes, I feel like I'm more, and like what I learned from the course itself, it's not what they expected me to learn. Like it's not, like I didn't learn to just do it to run wires or to like that's not, like it's so much more.
Okay. Am I able to tap in a little bit?
What do you mean?
Okay, so obviously you said that you didn't go into the that for the career itself.
Not just for that.
You went in there to learn something other than just the career.
Yeah.
What were you trying to learn? Because obviously that made you as who you are as a person.
Okay, we're electrical beings. You've heard that before. Electrical engineer. Like I want to know more. And even like the whole the mechanics of quantum physics. Right? Yeah, I'll just dial that down.
Yeah.
I'll just dial that back still. I'll just bring that back still.
I don't know what that is.
I'll just bring that back. But just I say like, me didn't want to know more of like not just them teaching you like, okay, electrical this and you run this and then the transformers and like these are just, you go thus far. I wanted to learn certain things so I could go more.
So you mentioned that we as humans are electrical beings as well. So you want to know more about human beings as well? Because humans, there's a lot of science to it. So that would make sense.
Yeah.
Is that the reason why you went into electrical for a career?
Yeah, but it's so much more. Because even like food is supposed to electrify, like to give you that juice.
Like an energy.
And people don't even understand that. That's why they will eat anything.
Yeah.
That's why they'll look at me crazy when I say, yo, I don't really eat this and I don't really eat that. But if they understand why, they'll know.
That makes sense.
If you understand why you must eat this, they'll know.
That makes sense. So the standard is the 9 to 5, right? But I realized that a lot of people, me in my recent days, I said that I just don't want to work, right? All right.
Why not? No, I just want to know why not.
Okay.
Why? There's no problem with that because we weren't brought here to just say we're gonna work. I don't see animals do it.
Yeah. So when I say I don't want to work, technically I still am working every single day.
Yeah.
But the thing is, if you like what you're doing, you're not working.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like work, right? But in the last couple of months when I was working in the dental office, it felt like work, right? It's nothing. It's very repetitive. I can do it with the back of my eye, like with my eyes closed and the back of my hand. I can do everything, right? But like I said, I felt stuck, and I just was like, I'm not growing here. It just felt like work. Like me just putting on my scrubs just felt like work. I'm still at home. I have not left my house yet, but it's just like I'm dragging my feet. I'm you know. But then when I started to do my photography, videography, that was fun. But then that started to feel like work.
Why?
Because with photography and videography, I like to do my art and then present it to people, right? But then when you're doing it for other people, some people might not like the same art that you're doing, right? So now me going back into the computer, into the software and redoing it and it felt like work.
So it puts you in a box. So you can't just showcase your personal creativity.
Right. So I'm still young, so I'm still just kind of figuring things out. But I can tell you that, like, I'm still doing camera work, right? I'm still editing. I'm still doing all of that stuff. But now I'm doing it with you, doing this podcast, right?
Yeah.
That doesn't feel like work.
Because it gives you that freedom.
Exactly.
To express a certain, the way you see art.
Exactly. And the thing is, I feel like every career that you choose, whether it's dental, whether it's electrical engineering, whether it's photography, videography, whether it's dance, I don't care what it is. What's another? Lawyer. There's an art to everything, right? And we are creative beings. We all do we do art in our careers, right? Because in order for us to go and do something, we have to know we have to know the pattern. We need to know the algorithm is the new term that everybody uses for everything. You need to know your algorithm in order for you to know, hey, this is what I like. This is what I don't like, right? And so I'm still in the same ballpark where I'm like, I love photography. I love videography, but I would rather teach it. So that's something that I would rather do, right?
Yeah.
I rather lead. I rather do a documentary and have everybody come together and all of us make a finished product together. But to do it for other people, it's a little bit difficult for me because I feel stuck.
Well, make I ask you then. Do you think school prepare people for the work world and like money itself? Like all right. Does school prepare people for the real world? Like when they come out?
So I have my opinion with school, and a lot of people are not going to agree. I went to school and I did it, but both times that I went to school, I can tell you that I came out, and even my colleagues, they came out of school and they don't know what to do. They're still self-doubting themselves. They don't know how to do this or that. It's better for you to go into a career and have somebody. I also had a mentor, right? Where I was able to go under somebody and he kind of mentored me and taught me on the job how to do broadcasting, this is actually the reason why I knew how to go and say, hey, this is how we're going to go and set things up. Not because of school. School didn't teach me that. It was because I was able to go and I was blessed enough to go and find somebody who been doing this for 10 years, and he took me under his wing. And so this is how I learned how to do camera work and doing shows and doing all of that stuff, which is much better in my opinion, because when you work on the job, you learn on the job.
So school does not prepare you for the real world? School
teaches you the technicalities of things. Right?
You have to explain that.
Like, for example, my first semester, I had photography class, right? Before I took the photography class, I already knew photography because I learned to practice on my own, right? But in school, what they taught me was, like I felt like I was wasting my time, if I have to be honest. I finished that class with a 98% because...
because you knew your stuff from
I knew my stuff from before. But the thing is, YouTube has everything. And during the pandemic, everybody was online. So you may as well have been on YouTube.
So what's the sense of the credential nowadays then?
You need it to go and get hired because people want the paper.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to get to is, why are we still working, like using that as a criteria? If we know that makes, like, if that's...
Because of the government. The government, so for example, as an electrical engineer, don't you have to write some type of boarding test?
You know why that one, I am not opposing to it? Because with electrical is very, like, dangerous if you don't know what you're doing.
Right.
Like other trades, you can make a little mistake and get away with it.
Right.
Not electrical.
Yeah.
Like, you have to know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Like, you'll burn someone's house down. You can kill someone.
So when you came out of school, you knew exactly what you were doing?
Well, not...
Or you had to learn on the job?
There's some things that you know. There's some things that I know. Mm-hmm. There's some things that because of what they taught you, if you're put in the position, you'll figure it out.
You'll figure it out.
Like if you'll figure it out. There's some things.
Yeah.
But not all things. You still need that. So then, if we should say that, then I guess no. But I asked the question. So I guess school is important. School does
teach you. School, because like I learned the inside of the camera and why a DSLR is this and why a mirrorless is this and what kind of SD cards and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. There's the technicality. That's what school teaches you.
Okay.
But when it comes to hands-on stuff, you have to learn on your own.
All right. So the people that don't have that mentor or that get that apprenticeship or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Because you have people who, when you apply for the job, they'll ask you, you have experience? Me wiring up something on my house, I almost burn it down.
Yeah.
Does that consider as experience? Like somebody let me know. No, my child. No, but that's somewhat that's an experience for me.
Yeah.
That's an experience for me.
But I don't think you'll get hired with that answer.
Yeah, but man said experience. Like, what you want me to do? He asked me if I have, which other experience would I have? Where would I get it from?
But another thing about people like jobs, you need to go and have the credential of the schooling. But then they want you to have 4 years of school, 4 years of experience as well on top of it. And it's like, how in the world am I going to be able to go and get all of these experiences, etc., if I don't get hired? And every career, it says you need this amount of time, this amount of experience, this amount. But the thing is, a lot of people learn on the job, right? Because each company does things differently. Right? So even if you have the experience, you still have to learn on the job.
Yeah, but here what would I like to understand? Not even understand. What would I like to know? This is a side note.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because I've seen people who pickpocket, right? And they're very good pickpockets. So may I say, yo, so why is that not a career?
It is a career.
Yeah, but
if you work with the CIA.
Yeah, but they make it seem like it's a bad thing. And then
it's a bad thing when it doesn't involve the government. But when it involves the government, then it's a good thing.
I see.
I don't know if I'm allowed to say that. Oh my gosh. But it's true. Like, there's a lot of things that we can't do unless you have somebody backing you up.
Yeah, but you have to have skills for that.
Yeah.
Mad skills.
Yes. You have to have mad skills to go and be a drug dealer too.
Mad skills. Mad skills.
Drug dealers, they're actually better businessmen than half of us who go to school. Mad skills. And I have to be honest with you. They know how to go and make their money go. They know how to go and get their products. They know how to do all of that stuff.
It's just that it's dangerous.
It's just more on the dangerous side.
But it's mad skills.
But they do have skills.
Mad skills, my guy.
But I'm not condoning that.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, but
I wasn't condoning that,
but this is the thing. Why we have to say we're not condoning that? We're talking about everything else.
Well,
like, you get what I'm saying? Like, why is that not something we can talk about too? Because, like, that's not skills?
No, that's what I said. Every career, there's an art to it. You have to figure out that algorithm.
Yeah.
Right? And some people actually like the risk.
Yeah.
There's some people who actually like the risk.
Yeah.
So they choose that lifestyle because they like the risk. And all of us who's not in that lifestyle, we don't understand it.
Well, all right. Another question.
Okay.
Another question. Why is money not taught in school? Because everything is money. Everything runs everything. Why is it not taught in school when we're in a school? When we come out, we have to try to figure it out. And that's the main reason why them send us to school for come out, for make a living. I still don't get why we have to make a living, but whatever. Because we're already living, so why we have to make a living?
I told you I have my own opinion on school, but I don't necessarily feel like it's something for me to go and share exactly.
Okay.
Only because people are going to go and look at me side-eye. But I did see a segment where they compared jail and school. right? And they look quite similar, right? You have to go and ask to go and pee. You have to
Just like school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to go in. There's a specific time that you have to be in class. You have to sit in desks that's straight in rows. You have to listen to one instructor.
And the same bell that rings.
And then the same bell that rings.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's at lunchtime. You see the tables are set the same way as jail. It's a certain mindset, right?
Yeah.
And we're not really understanding
subconsciously,
that this is what we're taking in. And so for me, like I said, doing the opposite, I understand why some people choose not to do what everybody else is doing. Because technically, again, everything is all in your intuition, right? Your intuition will know what is for you.
That's true.
You can understand, you can go and pick up something really quick if it's for you, right?
Yeah.
So if you don't have a skill for something, right? And then you go to school and you're trying your hardest and then you fail. And then you fail. And then you fail. But then you go and drop out of school and then you figure out that you're good at something else. That was your natural path.
All
and
right.
your intuition told you this is where you're supposed to go.
All right. Something like this did happen before. I may say it to somebody, may I explain it to somebody, say, yo, please don't beat yourself up this hard. Mm-hmm. Because sometimes you take on what other people say.
Yeah.
Meaning, you will have this person doing this thing for like 10, 15, 20, 25 years.
Yeah.
You just start doing this a week, 2 weeks now.
Yeah.
They're trying to make you look like you're an idiot, like because you're not fully aware of how to do stuff.
Yeah.
My guy, you've been doing this for pretty much all your life. Mm-hmm. I just started doing this and I'm pretty much close to you right now. Like I'm pretty much could do a lot of what you're doing.
Yeah.
What does that say?
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. Like that's the career that was for you. But some people, like, this is why I do not necessarily whoop for school all the time, or not necessarily because there's some kids who really think that they're dumb.
Yeah, well, yeah, because people make them feel like they're dumb.
And they're not dumb. It's just that that's not their suit. That's not what they are supposed to do. That's not their calling.
Sometimes you have to give people time.
That's right.
Because you didn't catch it that in that short time either. Mm-hmm. You forget.
Okay. But
you did not catch it
there's a lot of people who are artists, right? They do not write. They do not read. That
is true. They
just draw.
Yeah.
So why are we teaching our kids something that's not their strong suit?
And they'll say they're
and
stupid.
we do need to go and teach them reading and writing. Yes, we do.
Yeah, for this world, yeah.
Yes, because they need to understand.
Yeah.
But then there's people like R. Kelly, and R. Kelly's a horrible example. But R. Kelly doesn't know how to read and write. I mean, he did some stupid choices. So again, terrible choice person to. But there's many people in the past, in the 50s, who didn't know how to read and write, but they were smarter in some other aspects, right?
Yeah. But reading and writing is made up.
I know.
Like
it's so that we can understand each other.
Yeah, but we could understand each other without reading or writing.
Yeah, but
but you understand what I mean.
Yes.
Like you could still understand like the cultures, like even Jamaican culture, a lot of people love it. At first they don't understand what we attack say or whatever or how, but they know something resonate with them, the beat, whatever.
Yeah.
And they will understand the message what the person has said in the song.
Yeah.
And you'll see on the TikTok videos, you'll see people singing it back. It's not in the same accent, but you'll see them sing. So what do you mean? Like
I know some people who either watch TV or listen to a song and they picked up the language.
Yeah.
Right? Because they really wanted to go and, let's say, move to Canada, for example, or move to France. So they listen to their music or listen to, and they pick it up so that they can go and travel to another continent. The thing is, we are looking at it like, oh, this is how you're supposed to learn. Some people are really good in school, but then when they come out of school, they don't know how to do anything.
That's it, it's done.
But then there's some people who are not so good in school, but they come out of school and they are the smartest person in the world. So what I'm saying is, you can't really dictate individual because of their grades or because of their whatever.
All right. In your opinion, degree, diploma, or a skill set? Well, which one you think is?
Because I had all.
Yeah. Which one you think is?
I would actually say skill set. Because I had all. Education is important, right? Because I can use some words that some people do not understand. I can go and talk to some people who has a degree and they don't understand what I'm talking about. And I'm like, oh my gosh, you're supposed to be intelligent.
Yeah, but what? What is intelligence?
Well, there you go. But the thing is a lack of knowledge, right? But the thing is when you go to school, this is what you know. This is it. Yeah, so it's just like intelligence is knowing. If you have a lack of knowledge. It's a knowing, yeah. Yeah. If you have a lack of knowledge, well, and some people become ignorant because they only know they only know their own lane. Right? So with a skill set, because you don't know where you're going. So you're learning this and then you're like, this does not work for me. And then you learn this and then you're like, which means you just learned so much things. So now with school, you're this way, just a narrow, right? Because you only know just this. But with a skill set, because you make so much mistakes during that same time frame that other person is learning this, you know so much other things. And you know, this was a mistake. I'm not going to go here. Now you've learned street smarts and education. Because now you're going to go and read up on the thing that you are more interested in on. Right? You're going to go and watch the YouTube videos that you're interested in. You're going to go and pick up some magazines, articles, this, that, from that skill set that you like, right? But then you just found out that you like so much things. And so now your mindset, you're less ignorant because you're more broad, right? School, again, you're only learning what the teacher teaches you.
No, this is the reason why I smile so much.
Why?
And I'm so happy because I've learned so much things.
Yeah.
Experienced so much different, strange, just different things.
Yeah.
And then when you're around certain people and just listen how they talk, you realize they are not. And then it's just like they will be telling you something like they're telling you that this is this.
Yeah.
And you're just there and be like, they'll just a smile and be like, you do not know.
Yes. And in my recent days, instead of arguing with anybody, because I just choose not to argue. I just don't have time for it. I usually not. I say what I say. And if the person is arguing with me, again, that's another lack of knowledge. That's how you know that person they're lacking a little bit of knowledge, because if they're ready to just go and jump on you and argue with you, that's when you're like, okay, you're right. And then I just leave it to that, because at that moment, it's like, it doesn't matter. And I feel like there's a lot of people who are like that. But when it comes to career, I still would say to go to school, because you do need to know the technicality. Mm-hmm. School is very important. But I also would say to go out there in the world so that you can get a broad knowledge, because street smarts is also important too. Book smart, important, but street smart, very important, because once you come out of school, a lot of people graduate from school, out of college, out of university, and they don't know how to do anything for themselves. So it's very important for you to know both, right? And the thing is, because again, I did all of it. School, I went out there in the world, and I can tell you that I'm very happy that I did both and experienced both. Because I can tell you that my sense of knowledge is allowing me to be able to do whatever I want to do now. Look at you see a lot of celebrities. They literally tell you, "Hey, I can do whatever I want to do. My full-time job is to do whatever I want to do," right? And in technicality, that's pretty much what I can say. I am, right? Even if I work a full-time job, right? Well, but if it's a full-time job that you like to do,
Well, don't. I think there's another factor where you're not really put in
Well,
confidence.
yeah.
If you lack confidence, because nobody, as me get again, me gonna tell it. Nobody can tell it who it is. If you get up and say you're a whatever, like a electrician or you're a photographer or like nobody can tell you you're not.
No.
How are they gonna tell you you're not? If somebody say you're a model, you're a this, like you define who you are.
I was watching this segment, right? And it was a photographer, right? And because I am a photographer too, he must have captured the subject, right? And he's like, oh, you're so beautiful. And he by accidentally, and he's one of those like New York photographers, but he by accidentally captured some guy who was holding a mic with a mask on, and he's like, look, now you can have like, this is great because you have a memory of the pandemic, right? And I'm like, this guy just made this up on the spot.
Yeah, but that's the thing.
But he's talking in so much confidence. She's like, wow!
Yeah.
And I'm like...
Yeah, but that's the thing. You see through some of the bullshit sometimes. But I'm just saying, he believes in what he's doing.
Yes.
You don't have to.
Yes.
No, that's all I'm saying. Like, a lot of things is not that deep.
Yeah.
That's what, and most of what I'm doing, most of what we're doing,
Yeah.
it's for the youths. Because the older generation, them you can't bend them after they're older and stuck in the way.
Yeah.
The younger generation, like no matter what you do, like if you believe that you are this or you're doing this, do that. There's people who will like what you're doing.
That's right. That's right.
Don't count on the 1 and 2 people that are not.
That's right.
Don't worry about
and
that.
a lot of people are going to criticize you before you do it. So you may as well go through. One thing I will always say is that it's better to go through hell than to stay in it. And if you turn around, you got to go through hell again.
Yeah, so
you may as well just walk through it.
Just go straight through.
Because people are going to go and tell you in your ear, what are you doing? Why are you doing that? Da, 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 da. Continue to go through it. Ignore them and just go through, because I promise you.
The people them where I tell you that, if you really pre them, they're really not doing much. Like the people them where I tell you that, they're not doing much. So don't even listen to them.
When it comes to your career, just choose something that you like. And again, you will know because you'll feel happy in it. And it could be a 9 to 5. It could be something, when I say I don't want to work, I'm wanting to work my 9 to 5, but in a specific field because it doesn't feel like work. So when some people are like, oh, I don't want to work, ask them what it means. Because yes, I don't want to work, but that means I don't want to do something that I do not want to do.
Yeah, but listen, nobody wants to just sit on their ass every day. People say, but they do not.
Oh, trust me.
No one wants, like you do it for a couple of days and then you're like, nah, like I gotta do something, but not that. Not that. I'll do anything else.
Yeah, anything else in the world, but that job. And then some people don't understand why you don't want to go to the work. Some people will quit and they're making 100,000 K or multi-million. And they're like, why did you quit such a good job? And you're like, you don't like the job. And some people might not understand that. And so you went to a job that makes half the money that you make. But that's because you like to do it, right? You made the right decision.
All right. Next thing, there's women that only want to be on the beach in bikini. People are saying, oh, what is that? Is that? But then they used to have girls at the Playboy Mansion.
They still do.
That used to only walk around in bikini. And that they call them models.
Yeah.
They're modeling on the beach.
Yes.
Like, I don't see why people find a problem when people doing what they want to do. You get what I'm saying?
That ties back into judgment. Right? So, like I said, ignore the BS. And don't stay in hell and listen to the BS. Walk through it.
You hear?
Walk through it and because there's a light at the end of the tunnel, right? And you will find the people who are like-minded to you.
And it's an up move.
It's always up.
It's an up move.
It's always an up move.
Yeah.
So just pick what you want to do. It doesn't matter.